Good evening to my YouTube viewers. Today we will switch over to the new subtopic, that is new social movement colon quest for new identity. We do not want the old identity continuation, and each individual identity is very important. By that one can understand through the identity what type of deeds that they have done, either for oneself or for the society or for the moment. We can understand it. Here, during the process of new social movement is going on, some changes had been taken place. Before the moment, they are having the linkages within the group is 10 in number. When they started the new ideas, automatically the linkages not only for the within their own group, and they were also established their roots outside the group. So inside and outside the relationship is increased. And the second point is, while they are interacting, automatically some new ideas will come. So in old ideas are not at all suitable for the present scenario, so that they reframe the old identities and form the new. And also with new ideas, new identities is also introduced. The social and structure of analysis of society, it was recognized while they are describing the identity. This is at one hand. In another hand, with respect to the economic position, it is also got its own prominence. But when they are defining, it refers to the class system. Here, as time goes on, the social movements are not as it stands or as it before. It undergoing some changes. Changes may be minus or the plus. Now the changes has gone to the minus. The social identity will be reduced. So then it turned into class identity. So here the transformation had been taken place. The transformation, we can keep it in the quotations, class in itself than class for itself. From 1960 onwards, the proliferation of students movement and Greenpeace and women movement and also black civil rights movement, all these movements are more useful for the European and US scholars in order to understand when the new social movement had been taken place in the society or across the world. And also the people in the new social movement, they came to know, they realized themselves, the people are not strive for moving towards for the empirical economic aspect. Then for what they are moving? That is for the values, cultures, empowerment, subjectivity and idealism. For these people are moving, they started the new social movement. And it was observed in the students' movements in US and European states. According to Bertex, the idealism as well as subjectivity are the more important elements or the tools in the new social movement. And then in the subjectivity, understand the action is very important. Sometimes it may not be give the respect for the norm behavior, but innovative risk. With reference to the attitudes and values, it gives the fraction of personality. At the same time, the subjectivity meant for subject of the totality. And also, the subjectivity bring the number of drastic changes. From which time onwards? When the new social movement started. From that period onwards, drastic changes started. And then regarding idealism, the developing Western societies are interested or prone to give the more value for the moral feelings rather than self-interest or more possessiveness. Once again, we will review. During the process of social movements, It is interested to develop the ties, to make the linkages within the one group and also outside the group. By that, outside the group, if you made the relations, we will get the novel ideas. For the new social movement, it may be useful for us. And also, during this process, is there any changes in the world social movements? Yes, it is there. The world identity pattern will be rebrushed and reframed and reformed. Added to this, with new ideas, they generate the new identity also. And then the structural and functional analysis of society is also recognized when they were describing the identity. This is at one hand. At another hand, when they had given the more importance for the economic position, at that time it will be defined in class system. Class. And then as time goes on, changes are must. No one will escape from the change. Change is the beauty of life and the game of life. So here it is, the social system transformation has taken place in a negative way. Changes will be there, minus or plus. But here it is, the social movements are reduced to class movements. Another name we have given. That is transformation of, within quotations you can keep it in mind, class in itself to class for itself. From 1960 onwards, the proliferation of students movement, Greenpeace movement, Black civil rights movement and women movement, all these movements are having some core points which are very essential to understand. For whom? This is for the US and the European people or the scholars. In order to understand when the actual new social movement started. Finally, they came to know, they understood, they realized for what we are doing this social movement. First, initially they thought it is an empirical or for economic point of view. So it is wrong. It is not for the empirical or economic aspect. It is meant for culture, values, attitudes, subjectivity, realization, idealism and empowerment. For this sake they started the movement. Earlier it was confused, later it will be very crystal clear. Where we observed it, the students in the students movement in America as well as in European countries. According to Mr. Bertex, ideology and subjectivity are very, very essential points in the new social movements. One is the subjectivity always understood in the form of action. The action need not be give the respect for the norm behavior but innovative risk. And another way, give the value for the attitudes and the values which is the fraction of personality. At the same time, in subjectivity, it is meant for subject of totality. And during the process of this moment, some changes had been taken place and it will be drastic changes, not normal changes. Drastic changes had been taken place. When it started, when the new social movement born, from that time onwards, these changes had been started. Those changes are drastic changes, sudden changes, unimaginable changes. Regarding to the ideology, the developing Western societies are interested or to give the respect for the moral feelings rather than the self-interest. By this, our lecture is completed. This is Bindu taking leave from the YouTube platform. Good night.